Good evening. I won't take too much time. My line of questioning is around the Commonwealth Indigenous Languages and Arts program. Can the department please outline the total amount of the program's funding allocated in the past 5 financial years to Aboriginal language, culture and heritage programs? And would love if you could provide a year-by-year breakdown of that funding. And you can take it on notice.
Okay, thank you. We might just touch on some of the headlines, and then if there's more detail that sits behind that, it's best provided on notice. We can certainly do that. But the work around Indigenous outcomes in this part of the department is rich and various in its aspects. So maybe Dr. Arnott, you want to lead the charge? Or?
I think that if Mr. Budd's ready, I might hand over to him. But we can. I'm not sure we've got retrospective funding for Indigenous languages and arts in the folder, but we've certainly got current year funding we can provide to you.
Thank you for the question, Senator. Jake Budd, Assistant Secretary, First Nations Policy at the Office of the Arts. Under the ILA program, Indigenous Languages and the Arts, currently in the 25-26 financial year, will invest over $47 million. On the part of the question that relates to the last 5 years, we'll have to take that on notice. But in the 2024-25 budget was a significant increase in the program funding, so that's why I'll have to take the previous years on notice.
So what was the number for 24-25?
Over $47 million.
Over $47 million.
So for 25-26.
That was for 25-26.
Yeah. And for 24, I'll have to take that component on notice.
That's fine. And if you could also give a breakdown of how much of that funding was awarded to Aboriginal community-controlled organisations, other not-for-profit organisations, and for-profit or commercial entities.
Happy to take that on notice, Senator.
And if the department could provide figures by program and financial year for all 3 categories. How much funding has been directed to Western Australia over the past 5 years, and how much of that funding has been allocated specifically to organisations in the Pilbara region, just up north?
Yes, I'll have to take that on notice, sorry, Senator.
No
we definitely will be able to do a breakdown, and I mean, we currently under the program fund a number of Indigenous language centres around the country, some of which obviously are in Western Australia, but I will take the specifics on notice.
Thank you. And finally, what proportion of funding for Aboriginal language and cultural programs is provided through short-term or project-based funding, or grants rather, compared to multi-year funding agreements? And I'm curious to understand how the department assesses the impact of short-term funding on long-term language maintenance.
So I can answer a component of that question, Senator. So under the program as a whole, we fund, as I mentioned, Indigenous language centres, which has a number of projects which are ongoing over a number of years. The program has been around for some time. Within that, we also, even with projects and then a proportion of the program we fund one-off projects as part of the large proportion of the program. Within that, some of those are also over financial years, so it depends on the nature of the project itself, what the organisation is looking to achieve within that. In some cases, that will be a one-off project. It might be a language revitalisation activity, or it can be language learning over a number of years, but the breakdown between that, I'm more than happy to take that on notice.
Thank you. That's all from me.